Alright, so less credit here coming at you guys with some bad news and some good news. Two huge stories were unleashed upon us tonight, and we're here to cover them. I'm your host Darren Lizzie Jr., and I'm joined here by two less credits regulars, Miller Farrell. Miller, how you doing?
Fine.
Dylan, how you doing? Dylan Boyd. I'm also here with Dylan Boyd.
I'm doing incredible.
So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and jump into it. First off, we're going to start with some bad news. Tonight, Transformers The Last Night was released. Now we're going to start with some worse news.
Hello.
We're going to start with some worse news. Tonight, it was reported by The Hollywood Reporter that the Han Solo directors Phil Lord and Chris Miller, you would know them from the Lego Movie, and 21 and 22 Jump Street, they've departed the Star Wars story due to clashes with Kathleen Kennedy and Lawrence Kasdan. From a statement from Phil Lord and Chris Miller, unfortunately, our vision and process weren't aligned with our partners on this project. We normally aren't fans of the phrase creative differences, neither are we. But for once this cliche is true, we are really proud of the amazing and world-class work that our cast and crew did. And Kathleen Kennedy, the producer on all the Star Wars films, the head of Lucasfilm, she also had to say that Phil Lord and Chris Miller are talented filmmakers who have assembled an incredible cast and crew, but it's become clear that they had different creative visions for this film, and we've decided to part ways. A new director will be announced soon. The film has been shooting in London since February, and it's June now. Sources say that there are several weeks left on the shoot. Who will be helming these is apparently under wraps, and there were also reshoots scheduled for later in the summer. Variety also had, we'll probably get into this later as well, Variety also had some stuff to say on the project about some of the things that may have went down. Kathleen Kennedy and Phil Lord and Chris Miller were apparently not on the same page from day one. Even Lawrence Kasdan, the screenwriter of the project, they didn't really get along. And also, just for some more news, I know this is a lot to chew on, but even for some more news, Deadline's Mike Fleming Jr., he also has heard that, as for a replacement for this project, that Ron Howard's name is being thrown around for this project. And Disney wants a seasoned director, a seasoned professional, to take the reins for this project. So, with all that being said...
And Wars Kit said that Joe Johnson and Lawrence Kasdan are also possibilities.
And that too. So Joe Johnson and Lawrence Kasdan could also be helming this project. Miller, you just got out of an atrocity, and you walked into an atrocity. How do you feel about all this news walking out of Transformers The Last Night?
It's been a crazy night. I saw that piece of shit. Then I found out this, which, creative differences it's unfortunate, but it happens. I think from what we've heard, it doesn't sound like they treated it the best way, because they just, it seemed like Phil Lord and Chris Miller were just making the movie that they could make at that point, with doing what they want and doing what Lawrence Kasdan want, trying to compromise. And then they just pulled the rug right out from under them and fired them. So that's not cool. That's pretty shitty, if that's what happened. Which it sounds like.
Yeah, and that's what pisses me off.
Dylan, this is my time.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I just wanted to do that for Communico.
That's just kind of what pisses me off even more, is that this wasn't like a mutual thing. They were fired. According to Variety, they were fired.
It reminds me of Comey. Was that the guy that Trump fired?
Yeah.
Him turning on his TV and finding out he got fired on the news.
Okay, so Phil, Chris, good day on set today. I love you guys. Just make sure to check your Twitter in about 5 minutes. Wait, what? It's nothing. Just check your Twitter.
They're just like, we could have done the Flash. Oh, they could still do the Flash.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking as soon as this happened. I was just
I go over to DC.
Go to DC! They need you!
Yeah, go over and direct The Flash, Phil Lord and Chris Miller, please.
And they need use our script again.
Either do that, go direct the animated Spider-Man movie, or just wait for something to open up at Marvel Studios. Just do something. I want to see these guys get their hands on something big budget.
I don't think they're going back to Disney. I don't know if they're going to go back.
But isn't the anime movie at Sony?
Yeah, the anime movie is at Sony, but Dylan, thank you for that. I forgot about that. Marvel Studios is owned by Disney, so
Disney's just gonna buy everything so they can't direct it.
They're going over to Warner Brothers so they can piss off Disney. They're gonna fucking direct the Flash. I'm guaranteeing it.
They should. But Miller, I'm sorry. What else did you have to say?
That's it. Out of the directors that are being looked at, I guess I prefer Lawrence Kasdan because he directed Big Chill, which is a good movie, and it seems like he was one of the reasons this fell through. So for the sake of the movie, it might be best because it falls in line with the vision he already had for it, and they don't have to fire someone else.
Right. And Dylan, what are your? Because you have some I know you probably have some very strong thoughts on this. What are your thoughts on all this happening?
First off, fuck you, Kathleen Kennedy. You motherfucking snake. I can't fucking believe she would fucking do... I fucking trusted you, Kathleen. I fucking trusted you. I had your fucking back when all these Star Wars fanboys were fucking rioting because you were taking over Lucasfilm. I had your back the entire fucking way. The Force Awakens came out. I was like, fuck yeah. I told you fucking fanboys she was gonna get this shit done. Rogue One came out. It was good. I was like, fuck yeah. I told you fucking fanboys it would be fucking good. And then you fucking pull this shit on me. You fucking pull the rug out from under me. You stab me in the fucking back and slit my fucking throat.
I think you got the soft end of that knife because you didn't lose a job, but continue.
I have been behind Kathleen Kennedy's back for so fucking long, and she betrayed me tonight. It pisses me off so much when these fucking producers want to fuck with these directors' visions when they're the ones that know what the fuck they're doing. I don't give a fuck, okay? I don't give a fuck if Phil Lord and Chris Miller are gonna fucking paint the Millennium Falcon pink, or if they're gonna make Han Solo a fucking woman. You let them fucking do it because they know what the fuck they're doing.
I don't know if they knew what they were doing then.
And the fact that this wasn't even a mutual thing. They were fucking fired. Kathleen Kennedy said, get the fuck off my set. And she's acting like a fucking control freak and all up on the set trying to fucking control everything. It pisses me off so much because this movie could have been fucking amazing.
I guess she doesn't want to piss off Lawrence Kasdan because he's been there for a while. Maybe.
Maybe that's why. Maybe it's Lawrence Kasdan's fault.
Oh, I think it's clearly more Lawrence Kasdan's fault. Just Kathleen Kennedy sided what side Kathleen Kennedy sided with is the side that wins.
Well, fuck you too, Lawrence Kasdan, and fuck you, Kathleen Kennedy, for getting all over his fucking dick. This movie could have been fucking amazing, and Phil Lord and Chris Miller were perfect for these movies. For this movie. Ever since they were first announced, everyone was like, fuck this movie. We don't need a fucking Han Solo movie. No, we don't. But guess what? Phil Lord and Chris Miller are good at making fucking movies that people don't give a shit about and making them fucking amazing. Just like with 21 Jump Street and just like with the fucking Lego movie. They knew what the fuck they were doing. This movie could have been fucking amazing, and now it's going to be a completely different movie. I guarantee it. They're going to go back and they're going to reshoot 60% of the movie just like they did with Rogue One, and it's not going to be the movie that it could have been. And
just like Rogue One was.
It's
definitely December.
It really pisses me off because I was really excited for this movie, and now this movie can go fuck itself. As for the fucking directors, Ron Howard's shitty choice, Joe Johnston's shitty choice, Lawrence Kasdan, I don't fucking know. I haven't seen any of his movies. But, Lawrence Kasdan has the best record, but it pisses me off that he had to be a dick about Phil Lord and Chris Miller. But
actually, Darren, before you go, can I say something else?
Yeah, go ahead, dude.
Yeah, Dylan brought up a good point that I've gotten tired of Star Wars in this day and age because we get so much of it, And I mean, I think I'm not like incredibly excited for Last Jedi. I'm sure it'll be a fantastic movie because Rian Johnson knows what he's doing and nobody's screwing him over that I've heard of. And then so like and like this movie, like this was like the Star Wars movie. I was more excited for this movie than Last Jedi or anything else coming out of Star Wars. And then it's all gone.
Yeah, look, I was never excited for this movie at all. Even with Chris Miller and Phil Lord, or I don't know, I might be getting their names mixed up. Lord and Miller, they were kind of keeping me on board with it, but I was never excited for it because my thing has always been, and other Star Wars fans have said this as well, Star Wars is a big-ass universe. Well, galaxy, whatever. Galaxy. And your films, like, I liked Rogue One because, yes, they were going backwards between 4, and 3 or whatever, but it's still about a new crew. Han Solo, we don't need a Han Solo story. We barely even... I would love to see an Obi-Wan story, but we barely even need that. There's other things to tell in this galaxy that they need to tell. And Han Solo, I don't need to know this guy's backstory. So I'm not really that beat up about this. But at the same time, I'm not really...
But now the movie's probably going to be shittier now than not.
I know. I don't agree with that either. Because they can find... Sure, the directors we've heard of aren't really enticing us, but they can find another great director. But the thing is, I see both sides here. Kathleen Kennedy has all the authority in the world. Is it a shitty thing to do? Fuck yes, it's a shitty thing to do, but she's the boss. Sometimes you have to do shitty things. And if she didn't like the direction her film was going in, the money, she has to control this for Disney. If she didn't like the direction it was going in, she has the absolute authority to fire them. But the thing is, and if Chris Lord and Miller, if they were being taken advantage of, or if they weren't being allowed to do what they needed to do, then they have permission to fight for their need to do what they needed to do. And if they got fired for doing that, then at least they put up the good fight and trying to at least continue and trying to bring something different to Star Wars. But at the same time, we don't know what they were actually doing. We don't know what they were actually shooting. I care. I want to know what they were
doing, Darren.
I mean, but like we don't.
I know you didn't like this idea, but they're strong directors.
I'm not trying to say they're not.
Ideas that sound like garbage. Like, remember when 21 Jump Street was coming out? Like, oh my god, this movie sounds awful. It's a take on the TV series that's supposed to be more funny with Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill, and then people loved it.
Yeah,
like they're taking shitty ideas and making great movies out of it.
And then they made a fucking Lego movie.
Exactly. I was going to get to that
fucking movie about toys and made it the best animated movie of that
year. I see what you're saying with her being able to do what she wants because she's the boss. But I also feel like with these Star Wars stories, like they can be different.
Exactly.
Like I mean, not to that much of an extent because Lawrence Kasdan apparently doesn't think so, and he's a big part of it. But like, I feel like I get it with 7, 8, 9. Like they got to stick to a thing. But like these different
films, they need to be different.
Hmm?
But on the anthology films, they need to be a little bit different.
Yeah, which is the problem with Rogue One because they tried to make it more just like the other ones when Gareth Edwards was trying to make another movie.
Yeah, I mean, that is true, but it's just, it's still just so murky right now that I just don't want to be like, blame the studio. And I don't want to just be like, okay, we gotta automatically
that's what it's looking like.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
yeah, but it's just like, I don't want to automatically just...
I don't know what could have happened.
Yeah. Because we just don't know the minutia of it just yet, but at the same time, blaming the studio a little bit from this Variety article... sources were saying it was a culture clash from day one.
Yeah.
If it's a culture clash from day one, if you guys are already having problems on day one, you have to work with this person as a producer.
They were working on it. That was the thing, though. They were fine with it, apparently, but they got the rug pulled out.
No, but I feel like they were found to it. I think they were still kind of clashy, like still kind of like passive aggressive.
I just mean like they were trying to make it work. It seemed like the other side wasn't as keen on finishing the movie like that.
Yeah, but the thing is, you have to work with this person for 18 months. You have to do press with this person. You have to do pre-production with this person. You got to edit with this person. If on day one you aren't feeling it, get them the fuck out. And it's not. This is not anything against Lord of Miller.
This movie should not have been filming like this.
Exactly. Well, if you have a problem,
you can't complain about something you don't do anything about like this.
Exactly. Yeah. If you have a problem as a director or even as a producer, and it's not
And then
working
you
on
fucking
day
do it
one,
4 months.
I know,
5 months into it. Like, what the fuck? With 3 weeks left of shooting.
and that director has already. The directors have already formed relationships with the cast. They've already formed. They built this crew. They built this cast. And now it's just like, what the hell? And it's not a good... And also, it's not good for PR. It's not good for your look. We've already seen with Warner Brothers how this can actually, like, damage the brand of a studio and really make you lose faith in your make your fans lose faith in your product. So it's just, on the...
That brings me back to a point I was going to bring up. Like with Ben Affleck, good for fucking them. Good for them for not sticking around and trying to make a movie they didn't want to make. I mean, they got the fuck out of there. I mean,
it's like Nicholas Winding Refn and when they approached him to make Spectre, like he was like, I will not get to make the Bond movie I want to make, and I understand that, and they understand that, so we're not going to try it.
Yeah, and another thing too, and another weird thing about this too is like Ryan Johnson and Gareth Edwards. Gareth Edwards, and I feel like Gareth Edwards and Ryan Johnson still had enough, at least from what we've heard from Ryan Johnson's side. We haven't seen the film, and some of the things that Gareth Edwards has done, I feel like they had a little bit more leeway. But like this one, but the thing is about Lord and Miller, like they're seasoned. They're not just like, they haven't done one indie film and done a big film.
Like, they haven't done a big budget movie, but, like, they got tons of experience.
Exactly. They've worked within the studio system. They've done 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street for Universal. They've done the Lego movie. They know what the fuck they're
not big,
doing.
But, like, blockbuster.
Yeah, but...
they've got more experience than anyone else that's directed one of these Star Wars movies besides J.J. Abrams. Especially
Gareth... I love Gareth Edwards, by the way. Really do. But Monsters, Godzilla. I mean, that's... compared to some spiritual Lord and Miller, so it's just a really weird conversation.
He did Godzilla too.
Wait, what?
Gareth Edwards did Godzilla too.
Yeah,
I said that. Yeah, but it's just a weird. It's just weird and unusual, especially something that, like a Star Wars movie, you would expect this machine to be a little bit better than this, especially because this is the same studio that controls Marvel. You don't see directors leaving halfway through production on a Marvel film. Like, Kevin Feige's talked about, like, if we hire someone, like, kind of going back to what I said, he's like, if we hire someone, we want to make sure that this person we're going to be working with 2 years, for 2 years, we want to make sure that that is a solid foundation. So it's just really weird on the studio side that they would do that. Now, like I said, the directors could have been doing some really stupid shit that we don't know about, and that's the reason why they got fired. We don't know that, but also on the studio side, if you don't feel like it's going to work from day one, do not bring them on.
And what I'm scared of is, it seems like Kathleen Kennedy was just really controlling them. I don't want these Star Wars directors just to be Kathleen Kennedy's puppet. Like, I want them to be a creative force. And not just doing whatever Kathleen Kennedy says.
Which it was said in the Variety article, the reason they seemingly were hired is because of what they've done with their last films, and especially how you two have pointed out repeatedly about they are able to take bad ideas and make them into good ideas. So
I think this is the most I've ever said "fuck" on a podcast, though.
No, it's probably not, but But yeah, it's just a weird, messy situation. I hope that they can find. I don't mind Ron Howard stepping on, and I understand that they want someone, because you're going to need somebody. This is deep into production. There's been a lot of shit done on this movie. You're going to need someone who's a little bit seasoned to jump in and pick up the reins. But I also want whoever they pick to take over this project, I want them to be like, that's nice. I want a sexy choice. I want a really sexy choice.
Sexy choice? Did you say a sexy choice?
I want a sexy choice.
I agree with what Darren means. I mean, whoever they get should be a looker, too.
Yeah.
I was down with Richard Linklater, but apparently it's supposed to be more of a drama and not a comedy, so...
Which is interesting since they got Phil Lord and Chris Miller.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, hey, I mean...
not that they couldn't do that, just like, you don't like... I like that because you don't think about that, like, with them.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, Lord and Miller are a sexy choice for a Star Wars movie, so... But hopefully they can run over to Warner Brothers and direct that Flash movie. But I mean, if there's anything else, I mean, I don't know. I don't really have anybody I would want to off this. In the back of my head, I'm thinking
like anyone doing it is just going to be fulfilling what they need done for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, in the back of my head, like I'm just screaming like Edgar Wright, Edgar Wright, Edgar Wright. But it's just like
I'd rather see him like do a new Star Wars movie
exactly. So
than just like come into fix someone else's.
I mean,
to be fair, he'll probably, even if he were to come in,
and
he'd probably end up finishing the movie and reshooting 60% of it anyway, so it'd probably be more of his movie.
And also, how are they going to get credited?
I don't know. That's what I'm wondering too.
So it's a really weird situation, but hopefully they can fix it, and hopefully we can
Phil Lord and Chris Miller and Edgar Wright.
And hopefully we can still get a good Star Wars movie out of this, a Star Wars story out of this. So you guys definitely, I heard Miller say December. You guys definitely think this is getting pushed back, right?
Yes. They got to start marketing it soon.
Yeah, probably, but yeah, probably. Oh yeah, someone that could come. Even though I would rather him come in and do a whole Star Wars movie altogether instead of finishing one, but Sam Raimi.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Yeah, I can do it too.
Yeah. So it's going to be weird because I mean they were in the Force for Change videos. They were all over this thing, and now they're gone. So, damn, this is just another fucking DC situation. They were at Star Wars Celebration too.
At least Ben Affleck didn't leave 5 months in production.
That is true. If you're gonna fire a director, fire him before he starts. Don't fire him during. But
yeah, at least Warner Brothers has the balls to fire a director before they start shooting instead of 5 months in.
I wouldn't call that balls, but
well, I mean,
I know what you're saying, but yeah. But so if you guys do you guys have anything else to say on this one?
Fuck you, Kathleen Kennedy. That's all I've got to say.
Make a good Star Wars movie, please.
Yeah, please, let this movie be good. Please don't fuck up Han Solo.
I mean, you can fuck it up, but or just make it into a completely different movie. Just recast everybody.
Recast. It's the most expensive movie in history.
Pretty. Okay, so
I'm not going to go as far as though some people were going as far as to saying this movie should be completely canceled. I'm not going to say that. But, because, I mean, they've already spent so much fucking money on it and been shooting for 5 months.
They don't have to spend any more money on it.
But I definitely do think most of this movie will end up getting reshot.
Just make it a mockudrama.
What?
A mockudrama. Or, not a mockudrama, just like a, dramedy.
Like a documentary?
Yeah.
Like a documentary drama about how this movie got fucked?
I just hope, they, busted out the blasters and shit and it was, a complete fucking war. Get off the set now!
Fuck you, Kathleen Kennedy.
Alden, you have to pick a side!
Did you guys see it was a fake Hollywood Reporter article. It said Disney fires Han Solo directors for insisting that the Chewbacca costume has to have a real bear inside of it and not a tame bear. It has to be the world's most dangerous bear, in quotations. And
then someone said yes, and then a few PAs died on set.
Some verified account, I can't remember his name, but some verified account, a lot of followers or something. Unreal News, go follow them on Twitter. I know the owner. Unreal News, who posts, they're a satirical website. They tweeted, Han Solo directors find out that they've been fired from project via Twitter. And some verified account quoted it and thought it was true.
All right. Well, if you guys got anything else to say on this Han Solo thing?
Now on to some good news.
Now on to some good news. This is the end of our bad news podcast. So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about all this? Are you guys mad about Phil Lord and Chris Miller?
Chris Litter. Yes.
Great job there.
Thank you. I had some of this written out, then we changed things, but yeah, so are you guys mad about Phil Lord and Chris Miller leaving? Please leave some comments below. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. And if you like hearing us talk about movies, talk about bad news, talk about some bad news and some good news, Please check us out. Also, check out our channel later this week. We're going to have a Transformers The Last Night, I'm guessing spoiler review. Dylan and Miller are going to cry together about it. So go check that out. And
I haven't seen it yet, but you know from what Miller said, I can assume.
Yeah, he's going to see it soon. So,
seeing it tomorrow.
So also check out our next video. It's going to be about some good news concerning Watchmen, HBO, and Damien Lindelof. So that might be Damien Lindelof. So that's going to be a little bit brighter. So yeah, and so with all that being said, Dylan, where can people find you?
At OG_MDB on Twitter and on Instagram at fuck Kathleen Kennedy. No, I'm just kidding. It's OG_MDB.
And Miller, where can people find you?
At Miller Farrell on Twitter.
And you guys can find me here at Darren Lacey Jr.'s Reviews. You can actually check out my review on the Oates project, on the Oates' first film, Raqqa. And you can also check me out here at Phil Till Last Credit and on Twitter at Darren Lacey Jr. So with all that being said, this Till Last Credit, signing off.